Hi there, I'm Michelle.
I'm Jim, and we are
A Teague of Your Own. Welcome to another Motivational Monday.
Let's get motivated.
Woohoo! Hot.
Hot, yes.
Humid.
Yes.
Heat wave.
Yes. That's what we got this week.
Everybody's favorite word.
Yes. Yep.
All you people who are complaining all winter long. It's too cold. It's too cold. I hope you're happy.
Well, I'm one of the ones
I
that
know
doesn't
you
like
are.
cold, so.
Yeah. Now it's too hot.
It's warm.
People are going to be melting. Heat wave here in the southwestern part of Pennsylvania, although it's heat wave, I think, just about in the entire Northeast.
It's a heat wave in lots of places, so.
Yeah. Lots of 90s, lots of humidity, not fun combination.
No, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, we will. No.
Always do.
And it's summertime.
It is summertime.
So
it's what's supposed to happen in the summer.
Oddly enough, it's supposed to be hot and humid in the summertime.
I know.
Weird how that works out.
I know. Who knew?
Yeah, exactly.
It's never happened before.
No, never in the history of the world was it hot in the summertime. Oh my goodness. All right. So we've been talking about different topics that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Different presentations that we give to organizations. And this week, we're talking about one of my favorites. It's probably one of the funniest ones. Certainly that I do.
Yeah, it's one of your speeches, one of your presentations.
And it's turning 21 again. And it all started back in 2019 when we were talking about your muddy adventure, which was in
pre-COVID.
2019.
Yeah.
And this actually helped to lead up to your muddy adventure.
It did. It was the precursor to it.
Yes,
it was.
And so what happened was in January of 2019, I saw an ad in Facebook for a 5K and a beer run that was on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, obviously, this is a sign from above that I need to go do this. So I showed you, and what did you say?
I said, okay, because I was already training to do obstacle course races. I ended up doing one sooner than I expected, and that's the basis for my muddy adventure. But I was already training and working out, and I think at that point, I don't recall, I either had just started with True Fitness over in Greensburg, or I was getting ready to, because I realized I really needed to do some hard training to get ready for all of that. I think it might have been right around that time, but I was already going out and doing some running and some walking and then hitting the gym. And so I said, yeah, let's do that.
That wasn't the first thing that you said.
What did I say?
First thing you said was, you don't run.
Yeah, you don't run. That's right. I said that to you. You don't run. Now, it's fine by me. I used to run.
When you were 21.
When I was 21, even when I was, 15. Yeah. I don't now because of all the arthritis in my right knee.
However, I showed you and you were just like, you don't run.
Yeah, you don't run. What do you talk about?
But like I said, this was a sign from above. It's on my birthday. How can you not sign up for a beer run on your birthday, especially when you're turning 21? Again, it's a sign.
Now, explain the beer run for everybody who probably doesn't know what that is, because I didn't know.
There are actually two parts to this particular presentation,
yes.
and I've done them together. I've done them separately. The first part is me preparing for my very first 5K because I don't run. And
yeah, I had done many 5Ks when I was younger.
Yeah.
And listen, I'd been running and working out and was pretty well ready to do a 5K, which I did fine on, except for that really steep hill right in the middle of it.
So when I talk about this, I talk about the lessons that I learned. I talk about, the lessons I learned from preparing for my very first 5K and going through it, and then the beer run part. And part of the lessons of preparing for my very first 5K is you need to be prepared to run farther than 3.1.
Yes, you don't run exactly the amount that you are training for. You run further. Yes.
And so that was one of the lessons that I learned. Now, as far as the beer run, there are a lot of leadership lessons to be learned from that. And the very first one is you should always know what you are your team are getting into.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea because I'm not sure you knew exactly what you were getting into when you signed up for that.
No.
Now, I didn't do the beer run because I don't drink. So there was no need. That wasn't going to happen.
There were a few of us from where I worked. I worked at jsfirm.com back then. And there were a few of us who signed up for it. Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Kevin was there. And he was also in the 5K and did fantastic because,
that's good shape in your runs.
Yeah. And Jeff was there for the 5K part. He left before the beer run part. The beer run is actually a beer mile. And what they do is they start you off, they hand you a 12-ounce can of beer and tell you, don't open it yet. And then they tell you the rules. And the rules are you have to drink all 12 ounces and you have to tip it upside down and throw it into the recycling bin to prove that you've actually drank it all. And then you run or walk or move as quickly as possible around a quarter of a mile lap.
Yeah.
Okay. And you do that 4 times. So 4 beers, 48 ounces. 4 laps equals 1 mile. And that's your beer mile. Okay.
Yep.
And the further along you get, the harder it gets because you have to drink this quickly. And if the beer doesn't stay in your tummy, you're disqualified.
You're disqualified, right?
Did anyone get disqualified?
Because
I was focusing on me. I had no idea.
I don't think so. I think there were a few people that after the race was over, they were making use of some large round containers. Yes. But during the run itself, I don't recall anybody being disqualified. And once the race was over, I guess they can't really get, it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah. Once you cross the finish line, it doesn't matter. But a lot of lessons to be learned. Like I said, know what you're getting you and your team into because I had no earthly idea.
No, I had no clue.
I didn't know. You need to have strategy. You need to make forward progress. You need to be flexible with not necessarily with the goals, but with how you're going to achieve the goals. The goals are going to stay there. It's how do you get to your end result?
Right.
That you can be flexible with. Have some cheerleaders to cheer you on along the way, because that's what good leaders do. Is that they want you to succeed.
Yep. I was there cheering you on the whole way. As a matter of fact, I don't want to give away the ending of the run. Can I talk about that?
Well, the very last thing is you need to celebrate.
Yes. And we definitely celebrated with pancakes.
Pancakes were before that.
Yes, the pancakes were before. But that was celebration of finishing the 5K.
That was. Yes. And so what happened was in between, we ran the 5K first.
We did.
Which was brutal because it was up and down hills. And in southwestern Pennsylvania,
there's lots of hills.
There's lots of hills. And there's some that are super steep. It's interesting because I think about 2 days or so before the race itself, Jeff and I got the coordinates for what the race were going to be, and we drove out. The start and the end point are at the Westmoreland County Fairgrounds.
Right.
And so we drove out there, and we drove the course in his SUV, and his SUV had a difficult time getting up.
Especially that big hill right in the middle of the race.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we're just like, this is not good.
Yeah, you told me about it, but I had no clue or real comprehension. But nobody, well, there were a couple people, but most people were not running up that hill. I know I tried. I think I got about halfway up and was gassed. and had to stop to walk. Now, once you got up there, then it started coming back
come down.
downhill. So it's bad.
And that is the thing. My strategy for the 5K was I ran downhill and I ran one that was flat.
Yeah.
So
run when you can, walk when you must.
And so
and then finish. Yeah.
And I wanted to finish in less than 45 minutes because my theory was I could walk it in 45 minutes. And I finished it.
And you finished it in less than 45 minutes. Yeah. I finished it considerably quicker than that. Yes. So I was in slightly better shape. I'd already been doing some training and was a little more prepared for it. But the beer mile, that was.
Now that was flat.
It was
there
flat.
Were no hills.
There were no hills, so it was flat.
It was flat. It was not the best terrain. It wasn't very smooth. I mean, it was where they do the monster truck rallies and the smash up derbies and stuff like that is on that ground. So it's mud and dirt and rocks.
Right.
And
then the other thing is with the beer. That was also a surprise for her because I'm sure you were expecting a name brand type of beer, maybe Coors Light, something like that.
The name brand, I really didn't care about. It was the type of beer.
Right. Well, it was from a local brewery. And that was the whole point of this race, was to pitch their beer.
And
I don't remember what kind it was, but I know you said you did not enjoy it.
You would think that if they're going to have you drink 48 ounces of beer and move as quickly as possible, that they would give you something light.
Light would be good, or as you said, something that would taste good. Apparently that
it was neither.
Yeah.
It was neither.
I did not taste any. I did get to smell plenty of it later. It didn't smell good. So I'm assuming it was not good.
It was not good.
And I did notice a lot of people drinking the beer and making the scrunchy face.
And the interesting part was men and women both had the exact same reaction to it.
Yes.
Because like I said, when they handed it to you, when you first walked in, they told you don't open it up. They told us the rules, and then they blew the whistle, and they said, okay, open up your beers and start drinking. And it was the exact same reaction. It didn't matter who it was. And it was not a pretty face.
No, nobody was making pleasant faces or smiling after they consumed their beverage.
Nobody.
It was apparently not very good. And that's the other thing, is you would think that a brewery that's trying to pitch their product would bring something that people would really enjoy.
Yes.
And they didn't. I don't remember who the brewery was. I don't remember the beer, what it was called, what type it was. But that's another lesson, is if you're going to present your product to people, make sure you're bringing your best. Don't bring, because that's one of the things we always hear when it comes to doing things where we do complimentary stuff. Yeah. Because we do that so people can see what we're capable of, what we bring to the table.
Part of why we do this.
That's exactly why we do this.
That y'all get an idea. And
an idea of what we can do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because there's a lot of people out there, they think, well, I don't want to give away my best stuff because then they're not going to want to pay for any of the rest of it. But your best stuff is what's going to attract them. I mean, it's like a rock band. This happens. We've seen this ourselves. You have a rock band that they're playing a show and they don't play their biggest hits. Why would, or any songs that anybody recognizes? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
You're not going to keep your fans doing that kind of thing. So that's one of the things that I do want to say. For all you bands that are out there on tour this summer, play your hits.
Yes, please.
Stop this nonsense of saying, oh, well, we're kind of tired of that song. It doesn't matter. Your audience is paying to see that. Give them your best.
Yes.
So same thing with what we do and people who do similar things.
Exactly.
Give them your best.
Yeah.
Use your best stuff. Then they'll come back and ask for the rest of it. And
because they want to know, what else do you
got? And if your other stuff is also very high caliber, which I would assume that it would be, nobody's going to say when they paid for a program or they've hired you to do something, you know, what you did for free was way better than what you did here. That generally isn't going to happen. So lead with your best stuff. And you know, that's a lesson that, you know, from that brewery, why they brought this nasty smelling, and like I said, I it sounded like it was also nasty tasting beer, is beyond me. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know how they thought they were going to attract additional customers, fans of their product.
And there we were.
And there you were.
But that's the gist of turning 21 again. And it's all about, like I said, there's 2 parts to it. There's getting ready for the 5K, and then there's the beer run.
And you also have to tell them that, you know, for me, I don't do 21 again. I hit 21, just blew past that, kept right on going. I don't even acknowledge my birthday. It happens, and to me, it's just another day. I don't care. She, on the other hand, likes to celebrate.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the other thing, is she showed up with a birthday girl, happy birthday crown and a sash. Everybody knew that it was her birthday.
Yes,
and when she finished the beer run, what did everybody do?
They sang.
Everybody sang happy birthday to her because they knew it was her birthday. Yeah. And we have the pictures to prove all of this. Yeah. The other thing that you didn't mention was it was also a miserably cold day.
That's part of the 5K.
Yes.
And preparing for the 5K is you need to think about what can and will go wrong.
Right. Because we were tracking the weather forecast, and we were, at least I was not happy when we found out that I think the temperatures were below freezing.
Yeah, it was in the 20s.
Yeah, it was in the 20s. It was cold.
And it was very cold.
Yes. And we have these
interesting. Had about a billion layers on.
Pictures of us with all of these clothes on, gloves and hats, and looking kind of goofy.
Yeah. It was fun.
But that's because it was really, really cold, and I am not a big fan of the cold.
Now, the good news is once you drink 48 ounces of beer,
you don't care.
You don't care that it's that cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you don't drink, you still care.
You still care.
I still care.
So that's turning 21 again.
Turning 21 again. There you
go. Fun topic.
Something you do every year. Something I don't do at all.
No. Well, you talk about turning 21.
Yes, from another presentation that I do.
Yeah.
And that's because that was maybe that's why I don't celebrate being 21 for the 15th or 20th or whatever year, 30th year, whatever it is, for the 30th or 40th time. And it's because for me, 21 was a real milestone. It had some real significance beyond the normal significance that it has for most people. It had even more significance than that for me. And that's a whole different presentation that we talk about.
Yep.
And why that held such significance for me, and why it was really, that birthday in particular was a real celebration for me, because it marked the fact that I had beaten the odds.
Yes. Yeah. So if you wanted to get in contact with us about having us come in and do one of our presentations for you, whether it's your Muddy Adventure, turning 21 again, Secret to Have It All, delegation, power of partnership, influence, small changes for big results. If you're interested in having us do that, what could they do? How could they contact us?
They have a multitude of ways that they can contact us. One is you can pick up your phone and give us a call.
What?
Yes, I know. How strange. People actually having conversations with each other through telephones.
I didn't realize you could use a telephone to talk to somebody.
Or a smartphone, as they call it.
Yeah.
A smartphone. Nobody makes phone calls on smartphone, especially the kids. But you can do that.
You could do that.
Number. See it on the screen.
Do that.
You can do that. 412-420-7975. If you don't want to have an actual conversation.
Because you're our daughter and you don't do that.
Right. You can text us.
Yes.
Same number. Works just as well.
Yes.
You can also send us an email. And you can see the email address right there, info@ateagueofyourown.com. You can go to our website. And the website, that's also easy. Just drop the info at, and it's ateagueofyourown.com. We also are on social media. So you can go to Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram.
Yep.
And also we have a YouTube channel. So these videos, they are all on YouTube.
They do live there.
So you can go visit them anytime that you would like. And
like and subscribe.
like and subscribe. We would definitely appreciate that. And give us feedback. We
Yes.
also would like that as well.
Yeah, let us know what you'd like to hear more about.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Stay cool.
Yes.
And enjoy summer because it is here.
It is here.
And next week, summer will officially be here because this is all leading up to the official summertime. So enjoy your week, and we will see you next time.